Have you ever noticed that no matter how often you bathe, there's still a subtle odor that lingers, especially as you get older? You shower regularly, wear clean clothes, use soap and deodorant, yet something still feels off. Maybe no one says anything, but you notice it. And it bothers you because hygiene has always been something you take pride in. So why does this happen? You're not alone in wondering. In fact, most people over 70 experience some version of this, but very few talk about it. Because no one wants to admit that their body doesn't smell as fresh as it used to, especially when they're doing everything right. The truth is, the human body changes as we age, and those changes can affect how we smell, even if we're clean. But here's the good news. This isn't just something you have to live with. In fact, there's one specific spot on the body that most people miss when bathing. It's a small detail that makes a big difference, and once you start paying attention to it, you might be surprised how quickly that old person odor fades away. So let's talk about it, openly, honestly, and without shame, because this is something we all deserve to understand, not just for our health, but for our dignity and confidence. Now, before we get to the spot that's often missed, let's talk about why senior body odor happens in the first place. Because once you understand the cause, everything else starts to make sense. You see, after age 60, our bodies go through a lot of changes, internally and externally. One of those changes involves a chemical called 2-non-enol. It's produced naturally by the body as our skin's oil composition changes with age. When it builds up, especially if it mixes with sweat, dead skin cells, or bacteria, it creates a distinct, sometimes unpleasant scent. And here's the kicker: regular soap doesn't always remove it. This odor isn't about being dirty, it's about biology. But even knowing that, it can still feel frustrating. You might think, but I'm showering every day, I scrub, I wash, I change my clothes, why won't this go away? And here's where that hidden spot comes in. Most people, when they bathe, focus on the obvious: underarms, feet, private areas, and yes, those need to be cleaned. But what gets ignored day after day, week after week, is something simple: the back of the neck and behind the ears. That area right along the hairline and the creases behind the ears is a prime place for oil, dead skin, and sweat to build up. And because it's not an area we see or smell ourselves, we often forget to give it a good scrub. But over time, those small patches can trap odor-causing bacteria, especially when mixed with natural aging oils like 2-non-enol. It's subtle but powerful. Think of it like this: if you spill just a drop of milk on the floor and miss it during cleanup, the whole room might start to smell in a day or two. The same goes for our bodies. One missed spot may seem small, but it can carry a surprisingly strong scent, especially over time. And the neck isn't the only place. Another area people tend to skip is the navel or belly button. Now, I know that might sound odd, but bear with me. The belly button is a little nook that traps moisture, oils, lint, and bacteria. It's out of sight, and if you're not actively washing it with a washcloth or your fingers, it might not be getting clean at all. Over the years, that buildup can lead to odor. Not strong or offensive at first, but enough that you might catch a whiff on a warm day or after you've been sitting for a while. And if you're someone who's otherwise spotless, fresh clothes, clean hair, brushed teeth, it can be frustrating to feel like you're doing everything right but still battling an unfamiliar scent. So let's pause here and say something important. This isn't about shame. This isn't about blaming you or your routine. This is about awareness. Our bodies are changing and our habits need to adjust along with them. And it's not just about smell, it's about confidence. Because nothing steals your peace of mind faster than wondering if other people notice something you can't control. But once you know the right areas to clean and the right way to clean them, you take back that control. It's empowering. Another thing we need to talk about is skin folds. As we age, our skin becomes looser, and whether it's under the arms, beneath the breasts, between the thighs, or in the belly area, these folds become places where moisture and bacteria love to hide. When they're not properly cleaned and dried, odors develop. Sometimes it's a sour smell, sometimes it's musty, but it's persistent, and again, it's often not solved by regular soap alone. So what can you do? Well, the first step is simple: intentional bathing. That means instead of rushing through your shower, take a little more time. Use a soft washcloth or a gentle exfoliating glove. Focus on the areas we've talked about, especially the ones you might have been skipping. Clean behind the ears, around the neck, inside the navel, and within any skin folds. Don't scrub harshly, but do be thorough. And when you're done, make sure those areas are completely dry. That's just as important as washing. Moisture invites bacteria. So, pat yourself dry, gently but fully, and consider using a light, non-irritating body powder in those warm areas if needed. Let's be clear. You don't need expensive products. You don't need a shelf full of creams. What you need is awareness and a bit of focused care. As we continue, we'll explore a few more spots most people don't think to clean or dry, and how small daily habits can make a big difference, not just in hygiene, but in how you feel when you walk out the door. Because the goal isn't just to smell fresh, it's to feel confident, comfortable, and completely at ease in your own body. Now that we've talked about the neck, behind the ears, the navel, and those sneaky skin folds that tend to trap moisture and odor, let's go a bit deeper. Because if you really want to feel fresh and confident every day, there are a few more places we need to bring into the spotlight. Places that most people don't even think of when they step into the shower. Let's talk about your back. For many seniors, reaching the upper and middle back becomes more difficult over time. Stiff shoulders, reduced flexibility, or even a little arthritis can make it hard to give that area a proper wash. So what happens? We try our best. We splash some water, maybe rub around with our hand, but the truth is, much of the back gets left untouched. And that's not your fault. Bodies change. But that's exactly why a simple tool like a long-handled sponge or a soft back scrubber can be a game changer. When we sweat, especially at night or during warmer months, that sweat settles into the back, mixes with body oils, and can leave behind a musty scent. It's not loud or obvious, but it's there, and over time, it can make you feel less than your best. This is especially true if you wear layers, padded chairs, or recline often. Your back is constantly pressed against fabric, and when that sweat isn't cleaned away, it sticks around. But with just a few extra seconds in the shower and the right tool, you can take care of it and feel that clean, fresh sensation all day long. Now, let's talk about something a little more delicate but just as important: your feet. We all know to wash our feet, right? But here's what most people miss. When you're standing in the shower, water runs down your body, and many folks assume that's enough. But your feet need more than a rinse. The spaces between your toes, especially the ones that stay a little damp, are prime territory for bacteria and fungus. And guess what? They can cause odor, even if your feet look clean. That soft skin between the toes can trap moisture, and if you're not drying it properly day after day, you could be encouraging smells to build up without realizing it. So the next time you bathe, sit down safely if you need to. Use a washcloth or gentle brush. Really clean between your toes, under the nails, around the sides of your feet, and when you're done, dry thoroughly. Don't rush it. Here's another one: your scalp. Yes, even if you've lost some hair or wear it short, the scalp still produces oils, and those oils can build up. And let's be honest, a lot of people only shampoo quickly, splash, rub, rinse. But your scalp, especially as you age, can be a source of odor if it's not massaged and cleansed regularly. Take a little time when you shampoo. Use your fingertips, not your nails, and really massage your scalp. Not only will it help lift away old oils and dead skin, but it also boosts circulation and feels great. And if your hair is thinning or gone, gently use a warm, soapy cloth on your scalp and rinse well. Next, let's talk about your underbreast area, especially for women. This is one of the most overlooked areas for odor buildup. The skin here often touches skin, which means moisture gets trapped and heat can build. Combine that with bras that aren't changed daily or aren't fully dry after washing, and you've got a recipe for odor and irritation. It's not about cleanliness, it's about friction, warmth, and moisture. After washing that area gently with a washcloth and mild soap, Pat it dry carefully, and if needed, a little bit of unscented body powder can help keep things fresh without causing irritation. Now, I want to touch on something that's not about a missed body part, but rather a missed habit: changing towels and washcloths regularly. You might think, well, I'm clean when I use them, so I can use them for a few days, and yes, that makes sense. But towels and washcloths soak up moisture and bacteria, even microscopic amounts. And if you're reusing the same towel for days at a time, you could be wiping yesterday's bacteria right back onto your clean skin. So here's a simple habit shift that makes a big difference. Change your towel at least every 2 to 3 uses. Same with your washcloth. Make sure they're completely dry between uses and wash them in hot water. Your skin will thank you. Another hygiene habit to consider is how often you change your clothes, even if you haven't done much during the day. If you've been mostly resting, reading, or staying inside, it can be tempting to wear the same shirt or pajama set for 2 or 3 days in a row, but remember, your skin still sweats, even when you're inactive. Oils still build up. Fabrics still absorb those smells, especially in the underarm, chest, and lower back areas. Even if clothes look clean, they may not smell fresh after a day or two, and that lingering scent can make you feel less confident when people stop by or when you're out in public. Fresh clothes, fresh towels, focused washing. It's a simple trio that can transform how you feel. But let's take a step back here and ask, why does all this matter so much? It's not about being perfect, it's not about being ashamed of aging, it's about owning your presence. Feeling clean, fresh, and confident at any age is your right. You deserve that. And when you take small, intentional steps to care for your body, you don't just smell better, you feel better, you carry yourself differently, you stand taller, you smile more, you speak with more ease. Because deep down, confidence is tied to comfort, and comfort begins with good hygiene, adjusted for the unique needs of a changing body. You've lived through decades of trends, technologies, and life lessons, and now you get to live in a body that's earned every line, every mark, every memory. Taking care of that body with love and patience is one of the most powerful things you can do. Let's keep going because there are still a few important things we haven't touched on yet. Things that, once you know them, might make you think, how did I miss that all these years? We've talked about those hidden areas of the body, like the back of the neck, the belly button, under the breasts, between the toes and the scalp. But there's another one that often goes overlooked, especially as we age, and that's the groin and inner thigh area. Now, I know it can feel a bit awkward to bring up, but this is a safe space. We're talking about senior hygiene with honesty and care, and this area really matters when it comes to controlling body odor. As we get older, skin becomes thinner, more sensitive, and sometimes more prone to irritation. At the same time, we may sweat more in certain places than we used to. The groin area, where skin meets skin, can trap moisture easily, and if we're not being intentional about gently washing and thoroughly drying this area, especially in the creases where the thighs meet the torso, it can lead to that musty smell no one wants to talk about. You don't need fancy soaps or strong scrubbing. In fact, that can do more harm than good. What you need is a soft cloth, warm water, a mild soap, and gentle attention. Afterward, pat it dry slowly and carefully. Don't rush. Then, if you feel like there's still dampness lingering or it tends to sweat easily, consider using a bit of unscented cornstarch-based powder to keep the area dry and irritation-free. And for those who may wear incontinence pads or adult diapers, there's no shame in that at all, but it makes hygiene even more important. When pads or liners are changed, the area should always be wiped clean and dry, even if you don't feel wet. This keeps the skin healthy and prevents odor before it even starts. If needed, fragrance-free wipes and gentle barrier creams can really help protect the skin too. Now, let's talk about something that surprises a lot of people: your ears. Not just behind them, which we already discussed, but inside the outer ear folds. Over time, wax buildup, skin shedding, and even the oils from hearing aids or glasses can cause a subtle, waxy odor. It's not strong, but it's there, and sometimes it's enough to make someone feel self-conscious without knowing why. Cleaning the ears doesn't mean digging inside with cotton swabs. Please don't do that. It means gently wiping the outer ear and the folds with a damp cloth or tissue. If you wear hearing aids, those should be cleaned regularly too. Oils and bacteria can stick to the plastic and transfer to your ears daily, so a quick wipe with a dry cloth at the end of each day can go a long way. Let's take a moment to talk about another unexpected source of odor, your mattress and pillows. Yes, that's right, not just your body, but what your body touches can hold onto smells. Think about it. We spend hours every night in bed. Our bodies sweat, shed skin cells, and release oils even as we sleep. And those materials build up in our sheets, our pillowcases, even the mattress itself. So here's a simple fix. Wash your sheets and pillowcases at least once a week. Use hot water, a gentle detergent, and if you like, a touch of white vinegar. It helps break down body oils and leaves fabrics fresher. And as for your pillows and mattress, give them time to breathe. If you can, strip the bed on a sunny day and let your mattress air out with the windows open. Vacuum it now and then. Wash your pillows, or at the very least, use washable pillow protectors, and replace them if they start to smell or feel oily. You'd be amazed at how much fresher your bedroom and your body will feel when you sleep on clean, breathable fabrics. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something that can really elevate your hygiene routine, and that's what you eat. It might not seem obvious, but diet plays a bigger role in body odor than most people think. As we age, our digestion changes. Certain foods, especially highly processed ones, sugary treats or greasy fast food, can create a stronger body odor. Even healthy foods like garlic, onions, and certain spices can change how we smell through our sweat. Now, that doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy, but it does mean being mindful. Drinking more water can help flush out odors from the inside out. Eating more fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains supports your digestive system and reduces odor-causing byproducts. Even something as simple as starting your day with warm water and lemon can support your liver and help balance your body's natural scent. Because body odor isn't just about what's on the surface, it's about what's happening inside too. One last point before we move on, and it's maybe the most powerful one of all. Sometimes the scent we carry isn't about cleanliness. It's about stress. When you're anxious, frustrated, or carrying emotional tension, your body produces a different kind of sweat, one that smells stronger. It's called emotional sweat, and it comes from deeper glands in the skin. You've probably noticed it before, how you can feel perfectly fresh, and then after a stressful phone call or an argument, you suddenly feel sticky and self-conscious. This is your body's way of reacting to emotional weight. But here's the beautiful part. When you start practicing relaxation, breathing deeply, and releasing tension from your life, that sweat becomes less frequent. You feel calmer. And your body smells more like you, not stress. So yes, part of staying fresh is about hygiene, but part of it is also about how you treat yourself, how you care for your heart and your mind. Because inner peace has a way of showing up on the outside. If no one's told you lately, you deserve to feel clean, fresh, confident, and at ease every single day. Not just because you showered, but because you're listening to your body and giving it the gentle, focused care it needs now. You've carried this body through decades of laughter, love, loss, hard work, and everything in between. And it deserves your kindness. Not rushed washing, not ignoring, but presence. A few extra minutes. A little extra care. Because sometimes the difference between feeling okay and feeling truly great is just a spot you hadn't thought to wash. At this stage in life, fresh skin and a confident presence aren't about expensive products or long routines. It's about intention, small, thoughtful habits, knowing what your body needs now and honoring it with kindness and care. Many seniors struggle with body odor even though they bathe regularly, and the reason usually isn't poor hygiene. It's missed areas, overlooked habits, and changes in the skin that simply weren't an issue when we were younger. That's why today we're not just talking about staying clean. We're talking about staying confident, comfortable, and fully in control of your body and self-care routine. Let's begin with something practical: mobility. For many, reaching your back, feet, or behind the ears becomes difficult with age. But that doesn't mean those areas don't need attention. Long-handled brushes, soft shower sponges, and soap mitts can make a world of difference. And if standing in the shower is uncomfortable or unsafe, consider sitting down using a shower chair. What matters is not how fast you bathe, but how gently and thoroughly you care for yourself. Even if you don't shower every day, you can still do spot cleaning with a warm washcloth or unscented wipes. Just focus on the key areas: underarms, groin, behind the ears, under the breasts, feet, neck, and any skin folds. This keeps bacteria from building up and helps you feel fresh in just a few minutes. Another small shift that has a big impact: the type of soap you use. As skin ages, it gets thinner and drier. Harsh soaps strip away natural oils, leading to irritation and more odor. Switch to a mild, fragrance-free soap or a creamy cleanser with soothing ingredients like aloe or oatmeal. And after bathing, apply a light moisturizer to lock in hydration. Now let's talk about laundry, because it plays a big role in how your body smells. Towels, undergarments, and even robes or pajamas can carry odors if they're not washed properly. Hot water, white vinegar in the rinse cycle, and regular towel changes help eliminate old body oils and keep fabrics fresh. And if something still smells off, don't ignore it, re-wash it. You deserve fresh clothes and linens every single day. And what about caregivers? If someone helps you bathe, remember, there is no shame in asking them to help with specific spots that are hard to reach. Your dignity matters, and it's okay to speak up about your needs. Or, if you're shy, do a quick personal wipe down before their visit to feel more at ease. Beyond the physical, we have to talk about the emotional side of hygiene, because motivation isn't always easy to come by. If you're not going anywhere, you might ask yourself, why bother? But this isn't about going out, it's about how you feel in your own skin. Bathing is more than cleaning. It's a moment of connection, self-respect, and love. So take your time, light a candle, put on music, make it an experience, not a chore. And here's one final reminder: freshness doesn't mean heavy perfumes or scented lotions. It means clean, comfortable, and cared for. In fact, strong fragrances can sometimes mix with your natural scent and create a smell that's worse than before. Gentle, unscented products usually do the job better and are much safer for sensitive skin. Now, let's bring it all together with one simple truth: you are worth it. You're worth the extra 5 minutes it takes to wash behind your ears. You're worth the effort of finding a brush that helps you reach your back. You're worth fresh towels, clean sheets, and soft soap that feels good on your skin. Taking care of your hygiene isn't about impressing anyone, it's about honoring yourself. Your body has carried you through so much: decades of work, family, love, pain, joy. It deserves care, not neglect. And you deserve to feel proud of how you show up in the world. So if you're ready to take action, just start small. Maybe today you clean a spot you usually skip. Maybe you replace your towel. Maybe you pick up a new soap. Whatever it is, take that step, because action builds confidence, and confidence builds peace. If this message resonated with you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's help more seniors feel good in their bodies and learn the tips no one talks about but everyone needs to know. And if you're looking for the next step in your health journey, stay tuned. Our next video will explore how to keep your memory sharp as you age, with gentle habits that truly make a difference. Until then, remember, feeling fresh isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, and it starts with loving yourself enough to take care of the details. You are not invisible, you are not forgotten, you are worthy of care. Every single day.